lost the dressing room.
Yeah, he looks like he's slightly a little bit.
Don't want to get caught here.
People are upset. Oh, Bocce, people are upset in that dressing room right now. Like, as we speak, man.
Let's go. yeah. So what? We're back. We're live. Internet's down, but hey, we're still going.
For the 7 people that are going to be able to see this, we're here. Yeah,
exactly.
Listen, we're here. We're loud and clear. Listen, so boy, it's your boy BITZ Girls Weekend Wrap Up, and me and the guys are back with another episode of the Weekend Wrap Up. We've got Spice in the building from Red United TV. We've got the Aussie Gooner and that. And also we've got the Mr. Football Tevez Capital. So guys, listen, just before we go ahead, okay, what's this about Claudio Ranieri? Watford showing more ambition than Man United hiring a Premier League winning manager. What's this about? What's your thoughts?
No, I've been talking about this Claudio and Ranieri to Arsenal for ages, and then he goes to
Listen, I mean, our Watford, we all know Watford are a sacking club, right? So, is this
we'll be
normal?
there till December.
Is this normal?
It's normal. It's normal for Watford.
Yeah, it is.
So we're not okay, cool. Just because I think for Watford to be in the position that they're in, I think they've played 7 games, they've won 2. I feel like the board are saying nope, we need a change. And other clubs in the North region aren't really acting like big clubs. But listen, we're not going to talk about Man United just yet. I think we need to talk about the Man City game and the Liverpool game. What a game of football. Listen, that is when I talk about the Premier League, that's what I want to see. That kind of champagne football. Both teams trying to win a game of football. You saw different philosophies coming against each other, different types of goals. Both teams trying to attack each other's weaknesses. I mean, Steve, what did you think of the game?
It was a masterclass from both sides. It was a masterclass. It was great to watch. Honestly, it was something that you'd record and watch over and over and over again. Salah, I don't know if we can say much more on that. Phenomenal. And even Manchester City without a number 9 still threatening. End to end, really end to end. And you know what? I saw this game and everyone was saying Liverpool didn't start off very well. And I looked at it and I go, look, they didn't start off very well. But let's be honest, their defense really held up really strong. And then all of a sudden they decide to turn on and they can score goals. So if you're playing Liverpool at the moment, it's a bit scary because if they sit back, it's like, are we going to cop a goal out of nothing? And I have to say, yeah, they're a scary team at the moment. And Manchester City obviously started off slow, but they're coming back into the mix again. This has happened with Manchester City before, starting off slow. So to be honest, I think these two guys are going to be chasing the title. I think Chelsea probably be in the 3rd. I swear. I like Chelsea. I don't like Chelsea. I like Chelsea's squad at the moment, but I don't see them. I don't see them getting up there with Liverpool and City with the kind of football that these two teams are capable of. I mean, I've seen Chelsea, and they got a squad. Yeah, they're getting a result. Yeah. But against Southampton, I looked at that note, and if it wasn't for that red card, I'm like, this is a draw all day. I didn't think there was going to be anything happen there.
Good point. But do you know what? Right. Let's talk about the first half because love the show, guys. As always, once he talks, big up to you, man. Just please smash a like if you're new. Please subscribe. Listen, let's try and talk about the Liverpool game, right? Let's talk about. We saw the team lineups. I think, as a neutral, I was thinking, wow, there's going to be a battle here. James Milner at right back. I thought, okay, let's see what's going to happen here. Obviously I went up to the bettings. I was like, he's going to get booked. Cheeky 3-1. I'll take that. But do you know what? City did start slow, but City normally start slow anyway, especially when they play away. Were you guys surprised in the manner they conceded? I see Prime's here now. Anyone, just jump up, guys. It's a conversation. You know how we do it, man. Take charge.
Which goal? Man City's goal.
So the first goal, right? I believe it was because Fabinho gets it, plays it out. Scott McTominay, McFred, are you watching? That's what you do. You play a forward kind of passing ball to one of your better players, and obviously Salah does the rest, and then obviously slips Mane in.
Mane goes in and scores.
Is it sheer brilliance or is it bad defending?
I think a bit of both. Any goal is a bit of brilliance and a bit of bad luck at the same time and bad defending when you concede a goal. There's always going to be an element of bad defending. But it's a bit of both, man. But it was surprising because you never saw that from Liverpool straight away. Because you saw the first half. Man City was all over Liverpool. They made them look like an average team in the first 45 minutes. It's like, you get me? Like, if they can do that to just Liverpool, boy. But Man City can go into against any team and make them look bang average in their own stadium, especially at Anfield, which is a tough place to play at, man. Now, I thought Man City in the first 45 minutes were brilliant. That goal, Mane, was surprising. It came out of nowhere. So it was technically a bit of bad defending because at the same time, everyone's just getting back into the game, coming out into that second half. So you have to consider that as well. So some players may not be all tuned in back into the match because the first 45 minutes for those Man City players was just high, intense football, which they needed to concentrate. So that goal for Mane, it was just poor, bad defending at the same time, but it was on the counter, so you can't really blame him at all.
But do you not think though Salah had so much to do though? Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what? I'm playing the goal back in my head, right? And I thought, bloody hell, like, what's just happened? Literally, what has just happened? And Mane's always going to score. Sorry, he's always going to score. Do you know what? Listen, it was all City, then obviously Liverpool stepped to upper gear. Now, do you know what I love about these two managers, right? Is the passion and the desire, right? Words that Ole Gunnar uses. But it comes from the manager and it goes on to the players, right? And I just think to myself, you'd love to play for either of these two managers. And you'd be so scared to not perform. In the most respective ways, like if Pep, if you know you're playing rubbish, Pep's going to take you off. He's not. There's no sympathy here. They're all cutthroat. Obviously, Mane's scored this goal. Okay, and then we got the end, and then your boy Foden. What was your thoughts on his performance? In fact, do you know what? Forget Foden. Let's talk about Jack Grealish, guys. We're going to dissect the game, but Jack Grealish, £100 million player. Did he go missing? The Scousers are still saying he's out there to try to look for him. Did he go missing, guys?
He didn't have his best game. Come on.
But listen, this is what they bought him for, right? 100 million. 100 million. Jack, poster boy, England's darling. Away at Anfield. Got to get into it.
But
I mean,
I think this season is done all right. Overall,
I'm not asking about this season. I'm asking about this game, Bocci.
I get it, but like overall this season he's been not too bad. Let's be honest.
But Bocci, I'm not asking about this overall.
Yeah, I get you. What you can't. Okay, I can ask you about Paul Pogba then. Yeah, your boy.
Oh, Bocci, here we go. The game.
Hold on, Bocci. Do you mean La Bombe? Do you mean La Bombe?
No, it means Labile, but the game.
La Bombe. La Bombe.
Yeah. Like, this is what I mean, bro. Let me finish. Like, he's been okay this whole season. He's been 100 million. You want to question the price tag? Fair enough. But like, I think he's been okay. This game, all right, maybe he wasn't at his best, but he can't have a day off. Like one out of 7 or 1 out of 8 games. I know you need him to step up at these moments, but then we can say the same for players at United as well. We can say the same thing.
About United,
yeah, I'm giving you an example. I can say you can say the same thing about maybe Lukaku as well. 100 million or 98 million, whatever it is.
No.
So I'm not allowed to talk about anyone. I'm just trying to everyone gets triggered. Everyone gets triggered once I open my mouth, eh?
Shut the fuck up.
I can't mention Paul Pogba. I mean,
I can mention Pogba. Just don't have a word at me when I mention
if I speak, I'm in trouble. One of them. Hashtag Mr. Jose Mourinho. But looking in this game, there's gonna be teams that are gonna make it hard for you. And when you try close down players like Jack Grealish in any sort of game, especially if you're Manchester City, you got someone like Bernardo Silva. I know maybe for the Salah goal he could have been a bit better defending, but then you got players like him that can step up. You got other players around Phil Foden that can step up. So you're not just watching Jack Grealish. You're going to have to watch him, and then you're going to have to have a look at Foden. You're going to have to look at, let's just say, if Sterling's playing, if Marves is playing. You got to look at the whole squad. Look at especially in that second half when they got their goal. Jesus was even like dropping almost as like a false nine, playing balls, switching play. So you're like, we're gonna start looking at everyone. So just because he didn't get a goal or an assist or didn't create a big chance or didn't have many shots on target doesn't mean he had a poor. He's being.
But I'm not asking you if he had a poor game. I'm asking you, did he go missing?
Well, sometimes you're going to get played out of the game. It happens
Because
to
do
a
you
lot
know
of players.
what I'm trying to get at? What I'm trying to get at, guys, I'll be a bit more specific. What I'm trying to get at is just that we saw Liverpool's players come to the fore. You know, we saw the big players step up. You know, I don't care what anyone says, but Fabinho in that middle of the park, honest to God, there was at times I thought, Jesus, like I couldn't believe it. Literally, just even stuff he was doing off the ball, I just thought, what a player. And obviously, when he got on the ball, I thought he was actually quite good in possession. But when I'm talking about the reason I'm talking about Jack Grealish is because I've seen on social media, you know, Jack was gonna, you know, super Jack. He's gonna obviously dazzle Liverpool, blah blah. And I was thinking, okay, big game. He says he's not bothered about the price tag.
Did you find some City fans?
Pardon?
You found some City fans that were tweeting. You found City fans.
Yeah, do you know what? If you follow the hashtags and stuff, you can see a lot of. Listen, if you got time to spare, trust me, Twitter's the place to be if you got time to spare. But my point is that, like, I just thought I was expecting more. You know, I was expecting a bit more of an oomph from him.
Well,
so yeah,
why were you expecting more?
I was expecting him to dominate. What's his name? What's the boy's name? James Milner. I know they all kept swapping about, but I was hoping to see like a nice little battle.
Why? I mean, why were you expecting? Is it because you rate him that highly, or because of the price tag?
Yeah. Because I rate him highly. And, you know, he has, like BOBZ said, he's had a very good start to the season.
I don't think he's been good this season.
I've
watched the games. Look, he scored goals, but that's because he plays in the City system and it's a machine. Him individually, I don't think he's been that good.
Oh, wow, okay. Does
I think it's a waste of money because you could have thrown that 100 mil at Spurs, they would have accepted it. Like I think
does anyone disagree with Prime?
Who's he talking about?
I disagree.
I'm agreeing with him.
I don't think Grealish is that. I
don't think Grealish has been great this season, but I still think he needs time to.
Are you measuring that on goals and assists? What are you measuring that on? Are you measuring that on what he does with the ball, the link-up play? What are you measuring on? Because goals and assists, yeah, maybe you can say he hasn't been up there, but he wasn't banging in the goals like that or assisting as like them high numbers at Villa as well.
But he's got better opportunities now.
But if you look at some of their goals, right, and you can see like the if you look at the assist of the assist, it's Jack Grealish linking up play. If you're looking at positions where Jack Grealish makes a run where he drags a few players over, and this is what we spoke about Lukaku as well. He doesn't do it in the big games, okay, but then he doesn't score or assist. But no, hold on.
A little dig every time.
It's not a dig. It's not a dig because that's why I asked Camera last time when the Chelsea game was on about Lukaku in the big games. But then if you really look at his game, if there's people that just focus on the numbers, yeah. That's fine as well. But then if you look at Lukaku, there might be two players. Look, against Arsenal, there was two players on Lukaku, which left I think it was James for the second goal or first goal out wide. So this is the stuff that Jack Grealish is doing as well. He's dragging out players. He's making defenders think, should I stick with him? Should I continue my run or go to the ball or pick up another player? So it's not just about that's how I look at it.
Like, in the same form as he done with Aston Villa last season. I don't see that same form.
Yeah, but when you're in a team where you're the guy, when you're in a team that you're the guy, of course you're gonna stand out. But when you go to City and you got players at the same quality or maybe a bit better, you're not going to shine as much. So, but what he does off the ball and what he offers as well, I mean,
I hear that,
and I get the price tag. Like we said, price tags don't really matter. If we're going by the price tag, then Pogba, Lukaku, and all these players, United shouldn't be conceding a goal with Harry Maguire in the back. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm not necessarily focusing on the price tag, but it's again in the last year, and especially during the Euros, the hype and praise I kept hearing from England fans that he should be our guy. He's the talisman and everything. He came on in the biggest stage of his career thus far in that final and didn't do anything. Like, he's supposed to be this big chance creator or this big difference maker. People comparing him to what Hazard did at Chelsea. I don't see that in him.
I hear what you're saying.
If Kane played, the chances they had in the first half, the game gets wrapped up.
Yeah, but 100%. Even you can say that, but where was Kane in the final? If you're talking about Grealish, where was Kane?
Kane got
captain and talisman and all this sort of stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
Kane got the pre-assist in the final.
And this is what I'm saying. Like, with Grealish, that's what he does. He gets he's in these positions where he plays that pass that assists a goal. Now them stats don't count. I just think his movement off the ball, and it's a problem. You know, against teams, it's a problem. He might not be getting the goals and assists, but then you look at City's team, and the goals are kind of spread all over the park because they don't have a number 9. And I think you're right there, Prime. I know where you're going with that. If they had a striker like Harry Kane in this game against Liverpool, it's 1 or 2-0 in the first half
100%,
for City easily. But in turn, look, everyone's got their own opinions, like we always say. But I think Jack Grealish hasn't been as bad as what maybe BOBZ you were saying with people on social media, because social media, it's a bit, especially Twitter, people just come out of bed and yeah, that's right.
No, I hear that, right, guys. So listen, okay, we've talked and we've digressed. Okay, Mo Salah, is he the best player in the Premier League right now?
Arguably one of the best players, but I wouldn't say he's the best player. But he's on a fantastic form at this moment right now.
He's the best.
That goal, guys.
He's not the best player in the Premier League.
Okay, that goal, though.
No.
That goal was sensational. You know when they do the future, the meme is sensational. Like it was sensational.
He's been watching Eden Hazard videos. I've seen that from Hazard for years. I've seen that from Hazard for years. Did that all the time, every time he scored.
Hazard did that 3-4 times a season. Salah does that once every 2 years. Like,
but this is a conversation.
Where did that come out from? Like, but Hazard, what's going on?
Yeah, but I want to have the conversation, guys. Right? I've watched a lot of things over the weekend, right? And everyone's just saying Salah's the best, Salah's world class, blah blah. Right? Okay. Do you know what, you guys? We all support different teams here, right? We're open minded. The reason I asked is Mo Salah the best player in the league, because I want to see what everyone actually said, because I don't think he is personally. And also on form, we could say he's on hot form, right? Okay, cool. I just think he has those moments in him. Okay, what makes it spectacular is I think it was just the way he done it and who he done it against. But I'm thinking last season, I didn't see anything. You know, there wasn't really a thing. So what's the difference this season, guys? You know, let's talk about the goal. The goal was exceptional, right? I mean, the goal was world class. You know, the part I loved about the goal was when he actually dragged the ball back with his studs, when he just rolled it back towards him, and obviously then he dropped the shoulder, and it was a great finish. Steve, what were you thinking about the goal? Obviously, when it happened, when it was happening.
Honestly, I saw the movement on the ball, and if you see the Henry jersey behind me, is what I thought. It was honestly, how do you defend that? If you're a defender, how do you
crunch? Ask Fred. Ask Fred.
It's not. I can't praise that goal. It's not that hard. Laporte is not that great of a defender.
Okay,
come on, man, it's not that bad. You're making it out as if you just walked through it. Oh, I was just strolling along.
Didn't he just play against Liverpool?
Because I said
it's just a City. He's playing against City and making them look like kids.
City and
who?
Chelsea. Didn't he not play against Liverpool?
And have you not heard me talk about how weak our attack is?
No,
so I've seen that goal so many times from players. Like, that goal is not that impressive.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
it's not.
Who has the argument against Prime right now? Then, who doesn't agree with it?
He's saying that the goal's not that impressive.
Not necessarily. No, for 1 and 2, he's not the best player in the Premier League. If we're talking about what on form, he's not the best player. If we're on ability, he's not the best player.
Anyone concur?
I agree.
He's not
Anyone
the best.
disagree?
Okay, look, he's not the best player in the Premier League. I can agree with that. But that goal, we're not going to downplay that goal. If you want to
Who is,
downplay
by the
all
way?
means, but if we're going to downplay that goal, then every other goal in the Premier League's been just shit. Because if that's nothing, if that's just a walk in the park, nothing goal, what is a real goal? To be perfectly honest, you guys played Southampton and looked like you were going to draw, right? And I saw fuck all from Chelsea in that game. So if that Salah goal was shit, I'm not a Liverpool fan, but if that Salah goal was just fucking bag average, okay, then I want to see what other teams are going to do in this Premier League to make the goals look even better, because that was a quality goal. We got to give the guy credit.
Yeah,
he's playing against Manchester City, and he looked like he was playing Watford.
No, he looked like he was playing Man United, mate, to be honest.
He put a couple of people on their arse.
But same thing. I've seen players score goals similar and better than that against the same sort of tough opposition or tougher opposition, and it doesn't get the same sort of praise. Like, my point is, it's not necessarily that hard.
Yeah, I get. Look,
is he getting the media love though? It's because it's Mo Salah.
No, it's because it's Liverpool.
And do you think because Mo Salah's got that likability, the likability?
No, it's because it's Liverpool. It's because it's Liverpool. They get all this praise and love because it's Liverpool.
Yeah, but
I agree. I agree with that. But who would you say is the best in the league at the moment?
Well, in terms of forward.
In terms of, we're saying he's not the best player at the moment in form.
Best player, not just forward. Talking about player.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
We're saying when Bob's asked, is he the best player? Whether it's on form at the moment in the Premier League, you guys said no, you and Spy. So who is
No, I didn't say no. I said he's one of the best players, and on form right now, he is the best player. On form,
he
is on form right now.
Do you know, that's a good question. Segue, let's go. Right now, people in the comments, who's the best player in the league right now? Right now,
on form or just in general? We have to be clear.
Let's do both. Let's put context to it. On form right now.
On toes right now.
Because I think you could chuck Ivan Toney in the conversation if we're talking about form.
Yeah, but then people will tell you how many goals has he scored. I think he's only got 2 or 3 goals, right?
But if we're talking about form, are we talking about playing really well, contributing to the team?
That's what I'm saying. What are we talking about? Because with Salah, you can have an argument both ways, because at times he'll go missing for 90 minutes, and then 91st minute or that 1 minute in the game, he scores a brilliant goal like he does there. And that's been Salah all last season. Last season, I don't think he had a good season, but he was 2 goals or 1 goal behind Harry Kane at the end of the year. So it's like, he's getting the goals, but how are his performances? And we've seen a lot of the time, especially last season, him and Mane I wouldn't say not getting along, but times where they should have passed. Sometimes where they should have passed, maybe across the goal, they've gone for the shot, a bit greedy. So I know I get it. The media as well, I think, try to hype him up a little bit. I'm not saying he's a bad player. He's a quality player, and at the moment,
to answer the question then?
I think he is. At the moment,
you think Salah is?
Because when you're talking about being clinical, when you're talking about getting the job done, whether it's against Watford or City, whether it's a tap in or a penalty or whatever it might be, because there's some players out there that can't even take a penalty, and we know who that is. It's in high pressure moments, right? So it's like Mo Salah, when he steps up, he can get the job done. When they need him,
miss a penalty.
I think he has, hasn't he? I don't know.
Yeah, Jorginho missed a penalty in the final in the Euros, but still won it. So
Listen, our players miss penalties in finals as well, mate. Don't worry about that. It happens to the best of us. But okay, so what's he saying Salah is, right? Does anyone disagree?
Salah's not the best player in the Premier League. Again, you mentioned on form, he's not. I could put Edouard Mendy on form is better than him.
Ooh, okay.
And Andreas Christensen on form is
to compare to a striker.
We're talking about player, not position.
Player, yeah. I like what you've done there.
Mendy on form right now is the best goalkeeper in the world, or top 2 in the world.
I agree.
But Jay, over to you, sir.
I mean, like, okay, like I don't like. I mean,
No,
this
the
season
reason
probably
I'm saying that is because
Hayer's probably been in better form than Mendy
I
in
knew you were
terms
going to
of.
say that.
No,
Wait, hold on. What?
Chelsea don't really concede a lot of shots. So when you're talking about so what? Just because the keeper doesn't concede doesn't mean he's got any like big
No,
saves.
but
Look at De Gea. De Gea saved point blank. Who was it against Wolves? He done a double save right on the goal line. And when you're talking about a keeper being on form, as bad as De Gea has been in the last maybe couple seasons or since the World Cup, you got to give him credit here. You're talking about in form. If we're talking about keepers, De Gea is probably more informed than Mendy this season. But
nah, you can't say that.
I can say that because it's true. Look at the goals. Look
No,
at
but you can't, because just because you're not always being peppered with shots doesn't it means you've got to be more focused, because when it does come at you, you've got to be ready. Like for example, against Villa, he saved us three times in the first half. We could have lost. Against Zenit, before we went 1-0 up, he saved us twice. Against Liverpool, in the second half,
well against
he
Liverpool.
saved us from a Jota header. Even against Man City, when we were 1-0 down, he still saved us from it being 3-4.
And you're still on with that one hand. If we go to De Gea, the clear-cut chances that the other team should have scored. If you look at XG, people look at expected goals. All them shots pretty much should have been in. I mean, double saves, triple saves. He's been doing that, and I get Mendy. To me, I'm not going to even lie. Mendy is the best keeper in the Premier League. But you're talking about in form and what the keepers have produced. I mean, if you're putting Mendy up there, then why isn't David De Gea in the conversation if you're talking about form? But in terms of the whole Premier League, you can't say Salah is not in the conversation. Salah is now.
No, we're not
He's
saying
in the
Salah's not in the
conversation.
conversation.
He is in the 100%. He is in the conversation. And I don't
but
want
to
anyone
me-
to think I'm disrespecting Salah. I do respect him, but I think he gets too much. I think people, because it's Liverpool, he gets a lot of players in that team
I
get
agree
too
with
much
that.
praise
I
and
agree with that.
admiration.
They get the media though, don't they, guys? They get the media.
Yeah,
Come on, like,
when they
I'm looking
should.
at the time. We're nearly half an hour in. Okay, so are we? What we're saying about obviously KDB turns up with a nice goal. Actually had a bit on that actually for KDB, Salah, and Mane to all have one shot and they all scored. So actually, nice little bet in there. But are we saying that it's the league is out of these two clubs?
I know. I still believe that Chelsea is still in the drive
Why?
because they're still good. They're still there. Like right now, who's sitting on top of the table?
But the reason I'm asking,
Top of the
right, because
league.
see, to answer to my question,
And
I
also,
think Chelsea as well, because Chelsea have played the big clubs already, and they're still amongst it all, you know. And I think Chelsea will have better joy against the smaller teams, and I just think that everyone's going to try and play low block against City, Liverpool. I think Liverpool and City. This is going to sound so hypocritical. I think the small teams can get at them, you know, because they play so high up. If you penetrate them a little bit, you might get some joy. You know, if they're going to be playing Milner at right back, you know, they're going to have some problems there. And obviously, City, everyone knows you can get at City's defence. To come away from that, right, guys? See, after the game, right, all jokes aside, as an Arsenal fan, Chelsea fan, Man United fan, were you a bit worried, or were you thinking, wow, our clubs have got a lot to do to try and keep up to that?
let me let Ozzy talk because he hasn't spoken in a hot minute since.
Yeah. Go on, Oz.
The start.
Yeah, but this is
Arsenal
big
point
club
of
talk,
view.
though.
Honestly,
This is big club talk.
that's jealousy, like from both ends. I look at that and I think, for fuck's sake, we're not going to catch up to that. Not the way we are at the moment. We're not going to catch up to Chelsea. We're not going to. And I want to call it. We're not going to catch up to Chelsea. We're not going to catch up to City or Liverpool, and not in the next 2 or 3 years. No way.
Would you say 5 years? 5 years.
5 years and a dramatic change in ownership, and maybe, but not with the way that these teams are playing at the moment. I'm not saying like I know I'll rid off Chelsea. It looks like he's just holding the shit. No, I'm saying that Liverpool and City are a certain class, and Chelsea are going to have to keep up with that. I know that Chelsea are on top, but I'll just look at Liverpool and City and think to myself, their football's great in comparison to Arsenal at the moment, where their football's been shit for a while. And I don't believe that Arsenal are going to show that quality of football for the next 2-3 years.
Is it quite sad to see?
Oh, yeah.
Like, or is it refreshing or sad to see, knowing that your Chelsea? Okay, Chelsea are back on the up. Obviously, they've won Champions League, but like Premier League dominance. Is it? Okay, well, you said there, like, you know, jealous and envious and stuff like that. But is it one of those things like I generally just can't? You can't believe the rise of Liverpool and City in the previous dominance of Arsenal, Man United, and Chelsea.
Well, I can believe it. You know why? Because we dropped the ball. See, if you continue to build a team, build a club, you're never going to be down where Arsenal are at the moment. But when you drop the ball, you give opportunities to teams like Chelsea to build up a better squad, teams like City to build up a better squad. Yeah, there's a lot of money involved, but they didn't do it in 10 minutes. Chelsea didn't build a phenomenal team in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Man City didn't build a team in 10 minutes. We dropped the ball for a long time, and we rested on our laurels and said, we are the Arsenal, and we can get away with whatever we want. And it didn't work. And so other teams have decided, you know what, we can get at them. They started building better quality teams. They started spending a lot more money. And, of course, we dropped down. They come up. And now it's hard for us to climb that ladder.
And for that ladder, was it also harder to know, knowing that you saw Leicester win the league? And and that was probably the gap. That was where you could have, you know, marched a title challenge and didn't. Or obviously, to see Leicester win it. Everyone says it's a good story, right? But for me, I just think to myself, it's never going to happen again. So, okay, you can say what is a good story, but it shouldn't be happening, should it? Do you know what I mean? And this is no disrespect to Leicester or anything, but
not that it shouldn't happen.
Clubs behave properly.
Come on. Everyone's got a chance in the Premier League. If you're going to play some decent football, look at Brighton, for God's sake. Look what they did to us.
Well, I mean, it's not quite tough though, Steve. To be honest, I'm playing a good football team. No, I'm playing. There is, maybe that sounded a bit harsh against Leicester, but I'm just saying though, like from what we're used to seeing football dominance. Man United had the cycle. Arsenal, Man United, Arsenal back to back. Chelsea came in, you know, and then Arsenal, Man United, you know, and then we saw City, and then obviously now you're seeing City and Liverpool, but Man United and Arsenal aren't even in the conversation. Is it tough, guys, like mentally? Because like, are we seeing the new are we seeing the new modern day Man United Arsenal, Man United Chelsea thing here?
No. I don't get this whole spin of United Liverpool being a great rivalry. Or
I think it's Man United Arsenal.
I don't, because in the past, how long has Klopp's been here? Is it 4 years, 4.5 years?
Klopp,
something like that.
Say that again?
And Klopp's only won one Premier League in that time.
And one
That's won the majority of them. That's not a rivalry. That's embarrassing.
But wait, no, Prime. Okay, why is that embarrassing, Prime? Because you know, obviously I'm all for slating Liverpool and that. However, in his tenure, he's gave them a league title and a Champions League, 2 Champions League finals back to back.
Yes,
you're
talking about the rivalry against City. Against them in the Premier League, it's embarrassing. City is dominated. The one-off games against each other, to me, doesn't matter much.
I think it's more of a
competing for the title.
Yeah, I think it's more of a rivalry for the title than it is the actual clubs.
Yeah. Because look, I mean, look, we can see
the title rivals. Like, even when City play Chelsea, that's another rivalry there now, because you are going for the title.
Exactly.
It's not like back in the day where it was just United, Liverpool, United, Arsenal, and Chelsea maybe weren't even in that conversation as even rivals at all. I don't know how old you are, Prime, but
23.
I'm 30. I'm in my 30s. Yeah, so when I was younger, it was never about.
Can
Chelsea.
we see a passport, Bocci?
Yeah, exactly.
No comment. But I think when you're talking about title rivals, the 100%. That's why this was a big game. That's why this was a big game.
Okay, like our age group.
Can I say something as well? Because obviously I never got to say how I feel about the whole situation of seeing where Liverpool and Man City is at. As a Manchester United fan, coming from a long way of seeing Manchester United successful. Right now, as a Manchester United fan, and seeing Arsenal there as well, because we're all in this boat together. It hurts, man, because we was a team that was there. We was one of the best teams in England, and to see Manchester United just fall down the pecking order for about since the last 10 years, it just shows us where we've just really gone down. We've really gone down the hill and down the drain in life. And it's a funny thing about life, because this is part of evolution. Things will always get better, and of course, things will get worse as well in life. Manchester United have gone down there ever since. Yep. And as a Manchester United fan, you can't be happy with this, you know. You sit there and you're like, you want the same thing. You want this, that's nice. That would be nice. Playing the same type of football that Liverpool or Man City play would be nice for us. But as a Manchester United fan, and as an Arsenal fan as well, to see where they have fallen behind as well, because we was with them. There was a moment and period where it was Arsenal, Manchester United. The rivalry was thick. It was hard, you know. As a young child, it used to scare me when I used to watch those games. My heart used to beat so fast whenever I watched Arsenal versus Manchester United, and the rivalry was so tense and fierce. And then we sit here now, and we're no longer the big boys.
Exactly. This is my point. You know,
you're still before I go, United are still a big boy. I don't know. It's because of the way I grew up as United being the dominating force and having to beat United to win the title. But you are still a force to contend with. So I said at the start of the season, before you got Ronaldo, you're one of the title challengers. And I get the whole thing you guys might have with Ollie. And he's not as good as Pep, Klopp, or Tuchel. But
obviously,
the players you have,
but he's made a more.
The players you have, you can at the very least challenge with the league. And from there, once you're challenging, who knows what happens.
Yeah, but we've always said this. You can have all the ingredients in the kitchen and still be a shit cook. It doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean? So,
true, but maybe there's something wrong with your ingredients.
I love the analogy. Or the chef. There could be something wrong with the chef. There could be something wrong with the chef. You might not know.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
Maybe it's the ingredients, not the chef.
No, it's not. That's not Pogba and what's it called? No.
I didn't say Pogba.
No, that was for Butcher. That was for Butcher right there.
Yeah.
I'm saying these comments and some of these comments that are popping up. And I've got Ryan in the building here.
Big up Ryan.
Yeah, big up Ryan. But these agendas, bro. I'm saying.
No, you're not walking the ground, bro.
You don't like Pogba. You don't like. Come on now.
For the record, Man United lives in Lauren's head rent free. Just put that out there now.
Peace. Because she grew up in the same time I did, but United being a dominating force. So.
Yeah, I get the beef. Yeah, I get the beef, but I feel like she's an undercover Man United fan. If you want to come over to the Red Devils, come on.
She's a Chelsea fan now. She's a Chelsea fan.
She's a Chelsea fan. Listen, but Prime, I know you need to go, bro. So thanks for coming in, man.
I'll might try and come back if you guys are still alive. So
yeah, no worries, bro. No worries, bro. Thanks for coming in. Okay, guys. Briefly, we're gonna touch on Arsenal. I know you've done your review and stuff. 0-0. I mean, talk us through it, mate. Come on.
Let me hear it because I never watched it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get into these comments as well, bro. Because I know.
Let's start reading it. Laura, I have a United agenda. I can't stand United. I fucking hate Arsenal. Trust me. If you want to go at it, come on. I'll put you in the link.
You think Arsenal supporters like United? It's just fucking. It's a hate relationship. I'm just nice with you guys. I'm being nice, real nice. I'm not really nice.
Listen, when it comes to rivalry, I despise Arsenal. Arsenal. Fucking Wiltord. Do you think I'll ever forget that goal?
Fucking prick. Oh, man. Some of the things that we did to you guys are fucking criminal. But anyway.
Where did your 49-game unbeaten run end? Do you know what I mean? Van Nistelrooy.
Yeah, and how did it end?
That
was dirty.
Van Nistelrooy and Rooney, mate.
Van Nistelrooy.
We're going to come to Old Trafford and get 50 in a. 50
you want to remember Van Nistelrooy? You remember Van Nistelrooy and Martin Keown? That's the Van Nistelrooy I remember. He was running like a little bitch.
We get this guy.
Yeah.
Remember that? And honestly, you don't want to fuck Martin Keown even if you're his mate.
But then I always remember John O'Shea, that cheeky old last goal. What's that place called again? What's that old stadium used to
Highbury.
The Highbury.
You can take your dog for a piss and a shit.
Yeah.
Either.
But listen. People in the comments, thanks for coming with us. Please smash a like.
Ryan needs to come on. Ryan
Yeah.
needs to jump on
You
that.
want to go
list.
toe to toe with someone, man? What's up with you this
Yeah,
morning?
He
Ryan
wants
What
wakes
happened
up
to you
with
this morning,
agendas.
dude? You coming out negative?
Ryan wakes up with agendas and holds them all day. Like, I'm surprised he hasn't dropped anything in the chat yet.
Listen,
In the WhatsApp.
Steve.
Lucky
We're in a
WhatsApp is
group
down.
chat with Ryan.
I can tell Bocce grew up in the rough side of Australia, isn't it?
Yeah.
The rough side.
Listen. Bocce's
Edgy, on the
about that
edge.
life.
On the edge.
Bocce's
You know what
about
I
that
mean? Like,
life. Look at.
can't
It's
even look
about
at
that
the way.
Australian drill,
Steve will
right
tell
there.
you,
You
bro.
know?
Steve will tell you how it is around here. You look
I
at
know.
someone the
It
wrong
ain't
way,
easy,
it's
bro.
on. You know what I mean?
It ain't easy. You got to be on.
You got to be
So
on.
yeah, so
Got to be on.
Steve, the Arsenal game. Quick, briefly on the Arsenal game, man.
Okay. Two teams come to play football. Brighton were drilled, ready to rumble. Arsenal looked like they were just there to just kick the ball around. Like I said in my preview, I had an idea that they were going to come at us with a formation like 3-5-2, blah blah blah, and I was pretty sure Arteta would see that. But it looked like Brighton were ready for us, and it looked like we were just going to go out there and play our game, and it was just going to work. It was just going to work. We had no plan. We had them for the first 10 minutes. We were all over them. We pressed them just like I said we should be doing. We did. As soon as Brighton turned on, we turned off. We went into our shell, and we should have lost that game. I don't know. We should have lost that game if Brighton had had an Emil Smith Rowe or an Aubameyang up front. That game would have been 3-0 all day.
So
and that's me being nice about it.
So I mean, points dropped or a point gained for Arsenal,
Game.
and that's a
We got
serious
lucky.
question because I think Harry Potter and the Wizards and Witches have been doing not bad. To be fair,
dude, every game that he has played another team, he's always changed his formation. He's done it in every game. Like I'm no genius, but if I can see that, I'm pretty sure the gaffer can see that. And if he can see it, then of course he's going to say, "Well, this is what to expect, guys. This is how we're going to have to play. This is how they're going to come at us at our weaknesses, and this is how we're going to have to counter." It didn't look like that. They shut down our midfield with that 5 in the middle, and that's what's supposed to happen. So we know that's going to happen, and we just go, "Oh, we'll wing it. It'll work out." And it didn't. You shut down the midfield. What did you get? How many shots on goal? Half chances.
It must be good having a manager with a football brain. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
It must be good. It must be good. So, guys, obviously, we're just after the 40-minute mark. Obviously, we need to
Make some subs. Make some subs.
Yeah, we need to bring Bocce in now.
Make some
segment
subs.
Bocce rants.
The late subs.
Yeah. So, guys, listen. We've touched on the City game. Arsenal briefly. If Prime comes back and we're still on, we'll touch Chelsea. We need to talk about the biggest corruption in football right now. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is still on a job at Manchester United. This is bigger than FIFA, UEFA. This is bigger than the fucking.
It's bigger than the Super League, fam.
Do you know what I mean? Like the biggest corruption in football. Like, and I'm Nigerian, so we know about corruption. Trust me. So, and I see Bocce's face going down there. So
I know. For a hot second, I thought he froze on the stream because he was still for that long.
Look what happened now. He's glitching up now.
And I know, like, obviously Mickey Phelan got a new contract. I don't know.
I'm so upset right now.
Excuse me.
You guys crack me up.
Do you know what? Like, I've watched the game again, right? And the substitutions, I'm baffled. I don't get it. I think he should have kept Cavani on, personally.
Yeah.
I don't think he should have brought Pogba on.
Yeah.
I honestly do not think. I love Pogba. They got an what you saying. Quarter of our tribute to football. Yeah. 100%, bro. 100%. But seriously, guys, I don't think he should have brought Pogba on. When I was watching it again, I was thinking, you didn't need to bring him on. You could have dropped Bruno back. Put Ronaldo there because Ronaldo likes to drop in anyway. But anyway, we know what happened. Is this guy going to get sacked or not, guys? All jokes aside, international break. I don't think he's going to get sacked. I think it will probably be in December or after we get beat off City and Liverpool. But, do you think this is a running joke? Do you think someone at the Glazers are just like, no, let's see how long he can last. Let's see how long we can piss them off or something. Do you think there's a bet between the brothers of the Glazers to be like,
Yeah, possibly,
how long he can last?
I mean, You know, how do you get back at the fans that broke into the stadium, that
Exactly, right?
fly your plane saying Glazers
Sabotage
out?
your own team. Yes, let's take the business out because of
Ruin your
us.
Super League.
Yeah, ruined your Super League, and you know Ed Woodward had to resign, and I don't know why he's still here, but he's still here for some reason. He's still about.
He gave a year's notice.
Years
I've never
notice,
heard of
yeah.
that. Bro.
Why?
Years
Because
notice.
they have to fuck shit up. Make sure to fuck
Years
shit up
notice.
before he goes.
Get away with that.
You know what I mean? Look, I don't even remember the question. My head's gone. But like with the whole Phelan deal and all this stuff, that fans need to stop getting carried away, because we know once Ollie goes, well, you think Phelan's sticking around? They're all going together. The whole coaching staff are going together.
So. I hope
And
so.
yeah, and I said it yesterday on might have been my podcast, or maybe when we were off camera. I said that there's right now to start changing the backroom staff. It's too late. Forget it. We should, as fans, we should stop looking at backroom staff.
Yeah.
Stop looking at who the coaches are, because they all go together, and that's it. It's either they all go together, unless he wins some sort of silverware, and by silverware I'm not talking about FA Cup, Premier League, or Champions League. And then for next season, if he sticks around, that's when he should start changing. He should start changing the backroom staff, the coaching staff, right? Right now, there's no point. Forget about these deals. These deals that Mike Phelan and the Carricks and whoever coming in. Once Ollie goes, well, if he goes, they're all going together. You think that the next manager is going to come around and be like, hey, this is a good coaching staff. How about you boys stick around? No, they're all going to go together. So the people in the comments and all that are
Ollie out.
but are losing their head over this Mike Phelan deal, that it doesn't mean anything, because Ollie got a contract. I remember when Mourinho got a contract and they sacked him. Van Gaal, it doesn't matter. These contracts don't mean anything.
They're not worth the paper it's written on, is it?
And why do we care? Why do we care as fans that we all know at the end of the day that Ollie might not be good enough, right? Or he's not good enough. Yeah. And if he's got another contract, because we always talk about the Glazers and the Glazers and the Glazers, but this is probably the best thing. Yeah, give Ollie a 5-year contract. And then when you sack him tomorrow, you're gonna have to pay him out. It's out of your pocket, or they might use the club's money, but it's gonna affect them. Give all these coaches money, and then when you have to sack him, like you did to Mourinho, you gave him a new contract, and 6 months later you sacked him. No worries, you have to pay him out now. So why do we care? Why do we sit here as we sit here and we're like, oh, our club's a shambles. We got Phil Jones on 100 and something per week, and this player on it. Who cares? Give him another contract of 200 a week, so it affects the Glazers. So then we get rid of all these dead woods and all this sort of stuff, because they don't at the board and all that, they don't care. So they don't care. No matter who comes in, we can get the next manager. Like Zidane can come in. You think they're gonna listen to what he wants? It's one of them, bro. It's one of them. You got to start looking at the board now. I think the way they're structured, the way like they're looking at this table and like, oh yeah, we're 2 points behind. That's not too bad, isn't it? We won. We won a last minute. Our marquee player Ronaldo scored a last minute. This is what the fans want. They don't give a shit. They're looking at that and saying, yeah, we're doing well. Ollie's doing well. Phelan's doing well. Let's give these guys contracts. Let them all get 5-year deals, because then they're gonna be affected when they have to pay him out. And that's why Chelsea, the way Abramovich works, was smart. He bring in Tuchel only on an 18-month deal. You know, it's only 18 months. And Tuchel, he came out on the Rio podcast like just after he signed, and even Tuchel knew the go from the get-go, right? He's like, 18 months. I have to work, and he has to prove himself, otherwise I'm gone. That he literally said that in the podcast. He knows how Chelsea run. He wins the Champions League. There you go, bro. Another 1 year on top of that of what you had. So
is that not annoying though? Is it not?
Yeah, it is.
Though?
Yeah, 100% it is. 100% it is. It's like why can you can see Abramovich, and you can see what Man City do and the way they run things. They're all about winning. Maybe the performances are not the best, but at the end of the day, I'm not saying they've been City or Chelsea have been playing poor.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying it's about at the end of the day, it's about getting the result and lifting trophies. Right now, You guys can jump in before I carry on. Because
Yeah,
No. I'm
yeah.
going to ask a different question because I want to
Yeah,
get
go on.
everyone else's opinion on this. This is how I want to wrap up the show. Cristiano Ronaldo, guys. We saw the last reaction of he just stormed down the pitch. He was angry. I want to ask you both a question. Spice, I want you to come in here first. We can talk about Ollie this, Ollie that, right? But before international break, he drops Pogba and he drops Ronaldo. And we heard Fergie say you always play your best players. Are we going to start to see something here now? Are the rumors going to start? Ronaldo's not happy. Ronaldo's, just the Ronaldo camp, Ronaldo party are going to start making noises because, listen,
It's already happened.
Gone,
It's already happened. Sky Sports.
Oh, there you go.
Because I told you.
You can't drop him at home. Do you know what I didn't understand? It's one of these things here. I know we've got to manage, and Bocci, me and you spoke about this. In fact, I think we all spoke about this after, actually. But before international break,
Really?
do you think? I heard this phrase. Do you think Ronaldo's the rope that Ollie's going to use to hang himself?
I think so. I honestly think so. Ronaldo is that powerful. He's that influential. This guy cost Coke 3-point-something million pounds from just moving the bottle of Coke and just putting water there. Come on. This is the same guy that goes upstairs to the Bernabeu board, not even speak to the manager that I want a brand new coach straight away because Messi signed a new contract, so I want one. And they've done exactly what they had to do because it's Cristiano Ronaldo. I always said this before, guys. Oli did not sign Cristiano Ronaldo. It just came, he just landed on him. Ronaldo landed on him from what the board gave because the board signed Cristiano Ronaldo. So Cristiano Ronaldo does have some power here, some pulling power where he doesn't have to directly speak to Oli if he's not happy because already he knows who he is. And I know there's things saying no player is bigger than the club, but Ronaldo is an asset to the club as well. So he can go upstairs and tell those board members, I'm not happy, first of all, for X, Y, and Z. And if it happens to be the manager, he does. I don't think he will tell them straight away.
Yep.
What I saw again on a weekend was him walking off. It's just frustration. He's a winner. He wants to win. And I even saw the fact that Carrick himself tried to speak to him and he totally ignored him. That doesn't mean that he's not happy against Oli. He was just frustrated at the team itself.
Yeah, but Spice, you know how those pictures will spin in?
Yes. They span it anyway. And now you can see Sky Sports is saying that Ronaldo's not happy. I don't know what he's not happy with Bocci. Maybe Bocci can fill us up. Maybe it's because of Oli. Maybe it's because of the way Manchester United play. But he's not happy over something at Manchester. And my guess is that it got to be with the way Manchester United play and how they use him. And especially the fact that he was benched as well.
But there's the shouts that
whichever way.
There's shouts saying that like he came in and they said he wanted to play attacking football. We have to pass the ball forward. Everything that we want to hear.
Oli came in and said he wanted to play the United way. He never delivered to us.
Yeah,
so I don't know what Ronaldo was thinking or believing.
Oli told us in the summer. I told you Oli's the biggest liar. He said he was going to play 4-3-3. Still not happened.
Well, to be fair, wait, can I ask you a question? I don't know whether it came out of Oli's mouth. Reports. It was reports that said he was going to play 4-3-3. And when I was watching the match, they did say that Oli does favor the 4-3-3.
No, he said that. We're going to look to play a 4-3-3. He says we've been working out in training to play the 4-3-3. And that's why. And
the 4-3-3 that we saw against Villarreal is not at the highest level. It was never coached at the highest level.
That's why
I don't feel like we can
because we thought we were getting a DM. When he said that.
Butch is itching like a.
I know. I'm gonna let Steve come in.
He needs to hear.
I want Steve to come in here. Steve, obviously you're Arsenal fan, so obviously what's going on at Man United is probably funny, but from a football point of view, you're the gaffer, Steve, for Cristiano Ronaldo at home. Last game before international break. Common sense tells you need to win at home. Okay? To have any chance of top 4 or winning the title, you need to win your home games. Last season, home form wasn't the best. You've got Ronaldo on Pogba and you benched them. What's going through your mind?
With the Ronaldo thing, I'm thinking to myself, yes, he's just done Champions League. Yeah, I want him for the rest of the season. And I can use him as a great impact player. When the other team's tied down, I chuck him on. But I didn't think in a million years Cavani was coming off and he was going to make the changes that he made. With Pogba,
Steve, sorry, just from what you said
man.
there, Steve, do you not feel that he couldn't wait to get him on? Because I just felt the substitute was made at 54, 55.
Yeah, I think he was trying to kill the game off. I think what he was thinking, you know what, we had all that possession in the first half. We got one goal. He wanted to see more. He thought, let's kill the game off. Let's shut it down. I'll put Ronaldo on. But the thing is, at the same time, I thought, okay, you're going to kill the game off. But by taking Cavani off,
right?
Who, you know, it was weird. It was mixed messages. For me, I go, if you put Ronaldo on now, you want a goal. But if you take Cavani off as well, what are you thinking? It was a little bit, look, I think the substitutions are off. Okay, I'll be honest with you. Ronaldo was great. Pogba shouldn't have been on the field. I still think that was stupid. Cavani should have still been on the field. And I thought it would have been Ronaldo on the left, Sancho on the right, and Matic come in for Fred. And that would have been the end of the game, and that would have been goal time. That's what I thought would have been good for you guys. But obviously, your gaffer decides to take out the guy who's been working the hardest, Cavani, and
stupid, yep.
And then put Sancho on the left, which that he worked, but he plays on the right, and it was all wrong, man. It was all wrong. It was a bit wrong.
We chased the right midfielder for 2 years to play him on the left.
Yeah, I know. We've been courting him for so many years, telling him how we're gonna make him the best player in the world, and how we really, really want him. He's our number one priority, and we. But you know what? Certain Australians said that maybe trying to embed him slowly, like the Fabinho, situation where Klopp done it himself. So yeah, I want to take that into note and probably say that he's probably bedding him in slowly. As of course, it's a new league. It's the Premier League. People may say that wait, he may have played in the Premier League, but he didn't play in the Premier League. He played for the under-23s and the under-18s. That's a completely different ball game. And he learned his trade in Germany. Basically, he learned his man game in Germany. So the Premier League is different. He needs to understand that and needs to get used to it. You can see that in his game that he's not used to that physicality and also the speed and the tempo of the game. So it will take him some time. So Botched, are you happy with that one? Because
Botched is going to conclude the whole show, right?
I just want to know if he's okay with that.
In about 45 minutes.
For me, guys, do you know what annoys me, right? Obviously, listen, we all know, like, I'm very passionate and bipolar when it comes to Ollie and Man United, but do you know what annoys me? Yeah, but like,
no, you started taking medication.
But like for me, it's like I just didn't understand it. Like I just thought, why would you take Cavani off and bring Ronaldo on? Two different kinds of strikers. It's not like we were holding keeping possession well. The Pogba thing, Pogba didn't need to come on. I just think to myself, when you drop players, you either drop players because they've not played well or it's a new tactic, whatever. But I just felt the 54th, 55th minute, he's making changes. That's basically saying to me, you got it wrong. So you need to rectify your mistake.
Yeah, but you got to...
Do you see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
because he's not giving the initial 11 a chance.
I just think now, Bob, you're just trying to find something. I'll be honest.
No. I'm not talking. Listen, it's not about Ollie. I'm not talking about Ollie here, guys. Forget Ollie. Like, I'm talking about like the situation and decisions he's making. Okay, and then with the Ronaldo thing, I'm not trying to get at Ollie here. I'm just trying to look at things differently. I'm trying to say, right, I'm Ole Gunnar Solskjaer right now, and I'm taking Pogba on. I'm bringing Pogba on and Ronaldo on in the 54th, 55th minute, and I'm thinking to myself, why am I doing that? That's what I'm trying to ask you guys. Like, I'm trying to understand his decisions.
Yeah, look, with Ronaldo being on the bench and Pogba and all that, with Pogba, I think, in my opinion, it was justified because I think, and even though we don't like McTominay and Fred, that first half it looked a lot more balanced.
Yeah, 100%. We both said that.
It was United's best first half this season. We've got the goal, high tempo, we're pressing, we're winning the ball back. Everton were pretty much on their 18-yard box. They weren't really threatening. Every time they got into our half, and they had a chance. It was a half chance. It was the Lindelof was good. He was solid. He kept blocking most of the shots. And when you're playing attacking football, and now a lot of the people that don't like Ollie will say, "Oh, what style we're playing, Manchester United way," and all this sort of crap. We were attacking, and you can't say that we weren't. If you look at average positionings of the players, if you look at runs that players were making, a lot of them are going forward. You look at average positioning for Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka, they're around the 18-yard box. So you can't say we weren't attacking. If you look at average positionings for even McTominay and Fred, even though you want one of them to sit, they were higher up the park. So you can say that in this game we were going forward and we were attacking. With Ronaldo now, it's a double-edged sword because he puts out this lineup. It's probably in my opinion, the best first half United have had this season.
Agreed.
Martial scores. Now, does that justify Ollie bringing him in? Yes and maybe no. Besides the goal, I think the link up between him and Luke Shaw wasn't the best. I still think he didn't offer anything off the ball. Martial, is he trying to give him minutes? If that's the case, is this the right time to be giving him minutes? You can play a game behind closed doors to try to get his confidence up or something. I don't know. So yeah, you can question the manager there. Why did he start? Because he wasn't really offering anything. Now, a lot of United fans keep criticizing Ollie about he makes late substitutions. Now he's made them early. So why is he making substitutions early? Now,
I think now he just made the wrong substitution now.
Yes.
I think that's what the question is.
That's what I'm saying. So he's made them early. It's like, oh, bro, we're 1-0 up. Ronaldo can't. It's not like we're in a position where Ronaldo and Sancho needed to be on because we're losing or we're struggling.
That's my point.
I think he's putting off the game.
We weren't in that position. But we weren't in that position where United needed goals and we were 1-0 up. All right, Martial, I think he picked up a little injury. I don't know what it was. So he's like, all right, let's see how you go the first 10, and I'll get
Is he
the
actually
boys.
injured, Bocci?
No, he picked up a knock, as the manager did confirm that he picked up a knock.
Yeah. He I think even the commentator was saying that he was hobbling off when one of the players were down. Do you know with the whole McTominay thing where they almost got in a little bust up there, argy-bargy. But one of them, the commentator said that he might have picked up an injury or a little niggle, so whatever it was. But with the substitutions, what I would have done, it's either I was asking Damien about Liverpool and Klopp's changes against Brentford. What are you trying to do now? It's the 55th minute. Are you trying to? Is Everton coming at us where we need to hold, and you think that we need to take out a forward and maybe bring a Matic on or someone that can hold the game and control the tempo of the game a little bit, or are you trying to kill this game off? He's probably gone with the thing of let me kill this game off, but you made the wrong subs. You should have taken off. I think Martial, because it was maybe had an injury, to take him off, or Ronaldo, leave Cavani in the up front, and I think if you're gonna keep Fred and McTominay for the first two subs that he made, take Greenwood off and put Sancho out on the right. Then see how he goes. See how we're going that way, because what you get with Ronaldo will cut in. Right from the left, he'll cut in, and Luke Shaw will make that overlapping run. So you still got the player overlapping, and you still got the crosses coming in. You don't need someone like Sancho to be on the left to make them crosses. And then you got the crossing and ability from Sancho on the right to cross into Ronaldo and Cavani. They'll be unstoppable. Then you give it a couple more minutes to see how the game's going. To decide who you want to put in the midfield for Fred or McTominay. Is it a Matic? Okay, look. We've got the goal. Now let's look to control a little bit. You put Matic in there. So yes, the subs that he made were questionable because of the personnel that came off. The whole thing, if we ended up winning this game, even if it was 1-0, no one would have said anything about the whole Ronaldo thing. And I get it. If it wasn't international week, he probably gets away with it. But because it's international week and you're resting him for Portugal in a friendly in Qatar or something for the first game, who gives a shit? And
this is my point.
You got to put on the manager. You got to put them little bullshit substitutions on the manager. But did we lose the game because of them substitutions? No. You can see he tried to go something a little bit positive. Yeah. Even though Cavani was the wrong guy to come off. So it's kind of like And he's got to look at himself. He's got to look at himself now and go, listen, what am I doing? Is that he's got to, not just the players. Like I always put it on the players. The players need to perform, right? And
100%.
we can break down how we conceded the goal and where was our players here and there. But I think the starting lineup was okay, which they did get the job done. But it was the substitutions that kind of maybe let Oli kind of let himself down.
That's
Not
the
that
point.
he made him, yeah, that's the thing. And he's got to learn from that. He's got to learn. If he wants to, look.
How many times does he have to learn from that?
Yeah, but
Exactly,
okay.
but this is my point.
You said it several times.
Yeah, but
He's
bro,
gonna learn from that.
it's
He's gonna
like,
learn from that. He's gonna learn from that.
yeah, that's what he says. And there's no more excuses because he comes out, the players come out every week in the interviews. Oh, we make the same mistakes. We cop the same goals every week. We can't.
Yep.
Why then? Why?
And then,
The players know it. The manager knows it. Then who's here? Who's trying to fix it? Who's trying to fix the problem?
But who should be
players-
fixing the problem, though?
we don't know.
Yeah, but
We
yeah,
don't
but
know.
look, you
We
gotta,
are so confused. We don't know.
yeah, but even as the player, even as
Me.
even as being the player, bro, if you keep getting done, like if you're Wan-Bissaka and you keep getting rinsed on the right hand side, are you gonna need the manager to tell you? Bro, the guy's there. Go defend it, win the ball back. The players need to wake up too, and everyone gives stick to the manager, not just United, but all the other clubs when the shit doesn't go right. But bro, wake up to yourself. What club are you playing for? This is not Wickham. This is not. You're not playing with Akim Femwa, where you can get away with these sort of things. I'm saying, you do your job. The players need to do their job. And people are telling me in the comments here, I've got Ryan telling me, "Oh, Pogba world class." This, but what has he done? Tell me why has he done? Why he loses the ball? Second touch is a tackle. Is that on Oli? Pull yourselves out.
How did we get to Pogba again?
This is why. They always need to
Just
talk
went
about it. Every conversation leads to the dugout, up the stairs, on the bench, poor Pogba. Do you know what I mean? That's where the conversation leads. It's like,
Dude, we were going to the
they
shop
need
for a pie. You've taken me to the CBD. Where are you going?
I'm not giving you all out 5-star restaurant. I'm giving you 10-course meals here. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of them, and they need to fix up. And I'll tell you right now, Bob, before you cut me off and you kick me out of the chat, because this is why you left me last. Yeah, I told you 45 minutes. There's no more excuses from Oli. There's no more excuses from the players, even though we said it at the start of the season. But now this run that you're going into, no more mucking around. There's no more, we concede these type of goals every week. No more of that. I don't want to hear it from the players. The players coming telling me, I'm here to win trophies. I'm here to do this. Well, show me. Yeah. What reaction do you? I want to see that reaction from Ronaldo when we don't win a game. You got some guy. You got Townsend doing celebrations at your own stadium. Yeah, taking the piss. And we can't even create for our own
But you don't forget to add also the coaches and managers need to show the players as well too. It goes both ways.
It does, and that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. Like this run that we're going in now, it's do or die for the players too, bro. Because if you can't, okay, it's an agenda, whatever. Poor Pogba, if he doesn't show up now in these big games, because he's never showed up against the big teams. Let's be real, and even the other players too, bro. But if you want to play poor Pogba, if you don't show up, then bro, tell your agent to take you now, bro. Pack your bags and go wherever you want. Madrid, Barca, they need players wherever you want, bro. Just go back to Juve. See you later.
And that, guys.
You're not giving it here. Now, what do you mean that, guys? What do you mean that, guys?
And that, guys.
We've got time, bro. The internet's down. What else do we got to talk about?
And that, guys, that is the end of the wrap-up. We always like to finish up on BOTZ rants.
We're back. Anyways, like I was saying earlier.
Cut on this Pogba thing, guys. We're back.
They need to fix up, and this is it, bro. Like, that's it.
No, I hate.
I think he's related to Souness. I think so. You know,
I'm meeting Souness on Friday night, guys. I'm actually, honest to God, I'm going to.
I'm starting to think that he's right, bro. I'm starting to think that he's making some good points.
That's because you probably know him personally. I feel like you're related to him, BOTZ. You know, I'm going to call you BOTZ Souness. You know?
Hey, don't give my government name out.
Listen, guys, we can wrap up. Monday evening. Thanks for joining me. We've got the Aussie Gunnar. Steve, thank you so much for joining me. Big up to yourself, man. Hope you have a great week. Botche, thank you so much. I love the new segment on the show, Botche Rants. It's great. It's great. But listen, you do make so many good points. And I think, like me and Spice were frustrated. Obviously, you go for the players first, but we go for Ollie. And we meet you in the middle with Paul Pogba. But Spice, always again, thank you again for joining me. Thank you to the people that have commented and people that have watched this, going to watch this back. Please smash that like. Once I do the descriptions, the everyone's YouTube channel the link will be in there. Okay. Please, and just a big massive plug. Aussie Gunnar, he's new on the scene, so please show some love. He is an Aussie and he is a Gunnar. He's
Get
Aussie
the red
Gunnar.
Bent out there. Go on, give him some stick. Can't beat Brighton and man. Give him a bit of stick there.
Are you talking
Give him
again? Can you not be quiet?
I thought I was on mute.
Just be quiet for a second. Let's try this. You quiet for a second. Can you do it?
So
it's killing me. Look.
Good night. Peace and love to you all. Thanks, guys, for so much.
Peace.